So in the daylight, an hour later, there's a whole container of eggs on the ground. But in the daylight, you don't really see as many people on the street in your neighborhood. It's like just before the sun comes up. That's whenever people come out and ask you for a cigarette in the bushes. They're from the shrubbery. And yeah. Sacramento is a different place. When the sun comes up over the mountains, when you're like, yesterday or a couple days ago, I was in Visalia, and I got to see the sun come up. I was heading north from Visalia. That is the loudest fucking Avalon I've ever heard. Who would modify a fucking Toyota Avalon to sound like that? Oh boy. But yeah, Sacramento, it's just a little bit busier than Visalia in the mornings. But I think every city has people out all hours of the night. A lot of people want to assume that Modesto is the meth capital, but I think that that's like a 20-year-old assessment. Because I definitely see more homeless people in San Francisco at all hours of the night. It seems like in Sacramento, they probably really have to hide or just keep moving. It gets pretty hot up here. I mean, during the day, they'd have to keep moving because the businesses won't tolerate the lollygagging. You know, if I was king, just of my own village, I don't think that I would have homeless people. I think that I would, rather than spend the money on the food and everything, I would just put them on a bus and send them to a place that loves homeless people. A place that facilitates them more. California, it sort of facilitates the homeless, but it more facilitates the obviously it facilitates the rich people more. But it facilitates the person that knows how to do the fucking paperwork is what it does. And it doesn't even facilitate them well. You've never heard anybody that's getting benefits from the county or state that's like appreciative about it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're more like angry that they have to wait in line. They're more angry that they have to fucking do a paperwork. And so, I don't know, like, I would eliminate that. I would eliminate the complainers. I mean, everybody acts like they're fucking stoked. Whenever I got Buck Stallion's Mattress Emporium, I thought it would be a cool thing, and it would be a lucrative thing to get discounted beds to veterans trying to get their shit together. And every veteran that I delivered to was so fucking thankful. They were so grateful. But it was like, whenever I'd show up with the bed and the frame to set it up for them, that was like all they had. You know what I mean? Because the county had provided them an apartment, or a studio, at least, a studio apartment. The county or the state, whoever, I don't know, fucking who's doing it. The United States military, I don't know. I don't remember how the billing went, but they would have like nothing. Like some guys would have like weird shrines with like a couple of Bibles, because that's gonna get you money real quick, yeah. Talking to the fucking books. But they had all these Bible, like one guy had like a shrine with like a couple Bibles laid out and some papers with notes about the Bible. And then he had like his lighter and his fucking little ashtray and his mound of used cigarette butts. And that was like his world. So I bring him a bed. And he has, it's like, there's like nowhere to put the fucking bed. So we finally get the bed set up after he cleans up his pile of shit. And yeah, there's like nothing in the studio apartment, but it's just gonna be a bed and a nightstand. And this guy's got so much fucking bullshit in piles and shrines, and just picture like, you know, like that scene where the Joker's like laying and he's got all that shit like laid out all methodically and weird. Like a kid that doesn't know how to play with fucking dominoes. Lays them all sideways and just makes patterns on the ground with them instead of actually playing the game or even doing the whole domino effect game. Anyways, so we get it set up, and like, to me, like, dude, if I had a bed to get a good night's sleep and I've been homeless or trying to get my shit together for, I don't know, dude. Seriously, well, this is what I was getting at, is that all these soldiers are just playing the system. They're like, some of them are from Nam. They're in Vietnam. And I think all the guys that did all the fighting are dead. But you got all these fucking, like, other people. Like, the cooks. That didn't see anything hostile. All they heard was maybe an explosion from afar. Maybe, if even that. But, like, you got people that bank on those eras. Like, my generation doesn't really have an era to bank on. I mean, we have a recession, but it's like only a few fucking idiots couldn't figure out how to bail out of that one because they bought a bunch of fucking credit cards. That's one of the things I did right whenever I turned 18, was fucking my credit up. So after that, everything I had to do demanded cash. I couldn't use credit cards. I couldn't use a bank. For the last 20 years, I've had child support attached to everything I do, because whenever you move, it takes child support months to catch up. Even if you send them the information like, hey, it doesn't register right away. And so then you have to pay that back child support because the attachment to your wages hasn't gone in. And some people say, why do you gotta have your wages attached, Buck? And it's like, because I don't want to think about it. I don't even want to see the money. My kid needs the money, take it right out of my check and get going. But yeah, I mean, you have these shrouds. I can't imagine. I mean, let's just pretend that the average Vietnam vet has child support. Okay? Let's pretend. That whole generation, the Vietnam generation, is totally banking on the sympathies of people that only know about Vietnam in books. There's nobody behind the counter that was there when Vietnam was going down, or at least was old enough that has a comprehension of what a war veteran, not a wartime veteran, looks like. Some people signed up for the military because they thought it was going to make them tough. And then it just made them fucking broken. Now a fucking street sweeper going by makes them jump. Now a fucking backfire of a Honda makes them fucking want to choke somebody. I don't know. I'm not a veteran. I never thought I would do that. My thing was I was worried that if I got too good with a gun, I would become one of these kooks that just can't stop killing people, and that's all I'm good at. Maybe I watch Rambo too much, but my fear is to be that sunshine, shine, sunshine, fucking trauma, dude. And you know, like, they don't even address that. You know, Rambo is kind of like the first Die Hard, if you think about it. But instead of it being against terrorists, it was against the sheriff in a small town. Fucking that asshole guy. He's an asshole in all the movies of that era. I don't know. Like, it's just grazed over that the sheriff is like harassing Rambo, and then whenever he doesn't leave town, because he's like, nah, you don't tell me where to go. I fought for this country. I'll go where I want, I'm Rambo. And then he gets arrested, and then he gets fucking pile drive by a fucking fire hose. Which, I don't know. I don't remember knowing in advance what the movie Rambo was going to be about. I don't remember that. Just now, if you say the word Rambo, everybody knows what the fuck you're saying. But they aren't really communicating the message. Rambo was most likely an attempt to fucking boost the morale of a veteran. Oh, we got a nice little shack over here. Nice tent. Got a protective fence on one side and a couple of blankets making a wall. I don't know if I was homeless, I don't know if I would want to do the whole tent thing. I think I would probably sleep in a tree. But Also, if I was homeless, I would hope that if somebody didn't like me in their town, they would send me to a town that takes care of people like me. You know what I mean? So, with that theory in mind, I would take the fucking I would take, if I was the king, or a mayor, or a congressman, or whoever can do this shit. You know, the taxpayers are paying for civil duties to be taken care of, and the more we can reduce those civil duties to the necessary rather than the mundane and the repetitive. Like, dealing with homeless people is a repetitive, mundane fucking duty it doesn't even have to, if we put in the right implementations, it doesn't even have to fucking be done. Like, people do all these passive-aggressive things in their community. Like that one, they put those spikes on the bench so the homeless people couldn't sleep on the bench. Or they put spikes on the ground so the homeless people couldn't sleep on the ground. And that's like passive-aggressive shit. That's like the nerd that fucking won't tell you that you're distracting him. Like, I can appreciate the fucking guy that says, dude, will you shut up? I can't even fucking think. You know what I mean? I appreciate the guy that says, dude, like yesterday, fucking Adam yelling at me about leaving pallets and an empty bucket in his truck. You know, closed mouths don't get fed, motherfuckers. So, I'm just saying, I mean, like, I'm not saying fucking we should be giving all of the homeless people, like, charities. But, like, if you go and get a fucking job, and if you ask somebody for help, and then you really utilize that help that they're giving you, well, now you deserve to be fed. But I'm sorry, you know, I sound like a fucking Republican whenever I say that, but, and you know I don't vote, but, it's, I don't know, to me, I've always taken the terms of, I guess it's the mafia that says, you know, that, like, you're an earner. You want to be an earner for the family. An earner. A lot of you don't even know what that means, because you're a clocker. You're a piker. You fucking show up for work. You get your 8 hours a day. Whether the tasks get done or not. And you walk away. And when somebody says, hey, I need help with this, or this isn't done, or we need to get this done for the company, you're the one that walks away and says, it's not my job. I'm off. Like, I always think of fucking Bill Murray at Little Shop of Horrors. He's like, I'm next. Am I next? And then the nurse goes, I'm on lunch. You know? Or I'm off. Ask the receptionist. Or whatever. Don't fucking be that person.
right into the vista point. Side pipe straight throbbing, yeah, girl, you get the point. Leaned over, gave the guy a little kiss. I thought, damn, sly one, you liking this? Hey, boo, can I share a little something? She couldn't hear me cause BBD was straight, bumping straight. I toned it down, she looked right into my eyes. Right then she whispered to me, Johnny Sly, I think you dope. And yeah, I wanna go steady. We ain't from Texas, but I told that girl already.
Didn't I say I'd be there? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Didn't I say my heart? Didn't I say my heart remained sacred? Yes, I did. And I kept my promise.
Be good to me. Or will you promise? Or will you promise? I said don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Cause I do love you. Baby, I do love you. You're all I have. Let's have my Casio, yep, it's about to. Let's go to my place now that you're my wifey boo. She said yes, we should go and have sex. Right then, she took my hand and put it on her breast. I thought, word, Lizzie Slide's getting some. And that's great cause at the same time, I'm so in love. So my heart beating like a damn drum. I'm feeling lucky, kinda like I am the chosen one. Just then she said, put up the drop top. That's when the car straight got steaming hot. Ah man, I think I know what this means. To put it frank, homeboy, roll brains. But no, she only wanna smoke a boat. She lit it up and blew it out, and away we go. I started laughing cause my mind's in the damn gutter. I always love you and I promise to never be another.
Didn't I say I'd be there? Didn't I say I'd be there? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Didn't I say my heart? Didn't I say my heart remained sacred? Yes, I did. And I kept my promise. I kept my promise. I kept my promise. I never make you cry. And I kept my promise. I kept my promise. I kept my promise. I stayed by your side. And I kept my promise. I kept my promise. I kept my promise. I never make you cry.